How's it going? Nice to see all of you today. I'm camping this weekend with my family in northwest Montana around Hungry Horse Reservoir. I'm sure we're just having a ball out there. Glad you're all in church this weekend. Nice of you to show up. I'm coming at you live today from Phase 1. I'm right inside the front offices of Phase 1 of our community center and ministry campus that is under construction right now. Our own space, a place that we will call our community center, a place that we will call our ministry campus, our expression of service to the community. If you've been with us since the beginning, you'd know that back in the fall of 2008, we were able to acquire 40 acres on the corner of Baxter and Love Lanes. Bought it from the Gaffke family, 40 acres peeled off from their longtime family ranch. It's a perfect location for us as we seek to serve and express God's service to the Gallatin Valley community. We acquired that 40 acres for about $1.2 million. We paid cash, in essence, for this property, cash that was provided by your faithful capital campaign giving through our light capital campaign endeavors. And then in addition to that $1.2 million that we paid for this land, which was a fantastic deal at the time, by the way, $30,000 an acre, still is not a bad price for land in the Gallatin Valley. We had $1 million in additional pledges to that $1.2 million that we paid for this land. That meant that our construction wheels began to turn sooner than we might have expected. We were able to break ground just this past winter on what Phase 1 will be, a 30,000 square foot ministry facility. It includes about 17 or so offices right on this side of the building, the west side of the building. Back behind me there is the lobby, guest central, coffee kiosks, and then just inside of there would be the worship center that'll seat a little over 1,100 folks or so for worship, and then also turn into an activity center, an enormous full-size basketball gym, volleyball courts. We can actually put 3 courts, cross court in that space. It's a fantastic space that'll convert to a very worshipful environment with state-of-the-art audio, video, lighting, and such. And then at the far east end of the building, a long ways behind me, you could run about a 100-yard dash end to end across the lobby. If you haven't been in here, you should come in and try that out, is the classroom facility where kids ministry will happen during our weekend services, and then week in and week out, community groups, our classes, Bible studies, such will go on in that space. 30,000 square foot of very utilitarian space. And they tell me that construction is right on schedule. We're proceeding just as we anticipated. Jesse Chase, our project manager, is doing a fantastic job of leading the team out here, and they're going to get us in here, Lord willing, so that we can worship in here on September 11th and 12th. Will be grand opening weekend of this space. Now, we've also named this campus, and the name of the campus is going to be, I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to save that for a couple of weeks from now. I'll actually stand up on the stage and roll that out to you live, but just wanted to whet your appetite a little bit. Don't get too mad. It's all right. I'll tell you, but just not yet. So, anticipation builds, doesn't it? But I wanted to talk to you today about some of the timing of our move-in to this facility. When we originally approached our construction team, our design team, and said we would love to be in this facility by September 11th and 12th of this year, they said, you're crazy, that cannot be done. We said we desperately would like to start our ministry year in that facility. They said, we don't think that it can be done. We said, could you please work as hard as you can? They said, we will. We absolutely will do everything we can to get you into that space. And I'll be darned if Jesse Chase and his team aren't going to get that done. September 11th and 12th, we'll be in here, and this will be where Journey Church holds its weekend services, where our offices will be, and such. But because we didn't think that that timing was exactly possible, there was a little bit of issue with our lender. We said, look, we need about $2.5 million loaned to get this facility put up. We were counting on about $500,000 in additional capital campaign pledges coming in. And we didn't expect that those capital campaign pledges would be all the way in until the end of the year, December 31st. That's what we all committed to, isn't it? December 31st, we will have our light pledges fulfilled. Well, because construction is moving along faster than we anticipated in the beginning, That means that $500,000, we're going to be short on our loan when it comes to the end of the time to pay our bills and pay the general contractors and such. That's not a problem. Our lender will extend that extra $500,000 to us, taking our loan up to about $3 million. But I thought it would be very wise if we just talked to you, the Journey Church family, and said, look, there's $500,000 or so that we, all of us have committed to the Light campaign over these past 4 years. And I would ask you if that money is just sitting there, available, sort of doing nothing or earning interest in a CD or earning interest in the market or perhaps earning no interest, just sitting in a shoebox underneath your bed, would you please consider giving the rest of your pledge between now and the end of August? For every dollar that you give between now and the end of August, that's another dollar that we don't have to borrow from the bank, thus extending our loan beyond the place that we are entirely comfortable. Journey, you are a wonderful church family. You've been so faithful all along the way. I remember back to the weekend when I was going to stand on the stage and cast vision for our very first capital campaign. When we were talking to you about giving to land, and people said, well, where is the land that we're going to buy? And we said, we don't know. We have no idea. We did not have a piece of property identified. We did not have a parcel in mind even. We just said, we got to get going on this. We know God will turn up just the right land at just the right time. And so we talked to you just that way. Look, we don't know where this is. And you responded so favorably. You pledged your guts out and you said, look, we're going to give way beyond generous to this project, to this process. And you did. And so as we come to the end of sort of this whole phase 1 journey, as we're on the eve of moving into this building, just 8 weeks or so from right now, would you consider fulfilling that Light Capital campaign commitment between now and the end of August? Just get it in. See what God does. Some of you are going to write the biggest checks of your entire life, and that will be so fun because you're not going to write it for something for you. You're going to write that check, perhaps the biggest check of your life, for something that is of eternal value, lasting value. Journey Church's expression to the community, a community center, a place where people will meet the Lord, a place where eternities will be forever transformed as people cross the line of faith and step into relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, one thing we got to remember about this building, this is not a church building. We've been talking to you about it all along. There will never be a sign out on that corner that says Journey Church. You, me, us, all of us gathered right here, right now, we are the church. This place, this building, it's just that. It's a building. It's a tool that we will use to reach the community, serve the community, bless the community. But this is not a church home right here. This is just a building. It's a tool where we'll meet and gather, an office and Bible study and all of that stuff. It's just a place. This is a community center through which we will express the love of Jesus Christ to people who are walking far from Him right now, who we desperately would like to see come to faith in Jesus Christ. And so we're expressing the love of God in very tangible ways right through this facility. And I can't wait for us to move in. If you haven't been in here and snooped around, just stop by, come right in. There's not even any doors on the place. Just come in and look around and bask in everything that God is doing and has done and is going to continue to do through our community called Journey Church. Would you work hard? Would you pray hard? Would you dig deep? And would you do everything in your power to come up with those last dollars, that last $500,000 that we as the Journey Church family have committed between right now and the end of August, and we'll get this thing buttoned up. I sure love you all. I miss you dearly, and I can't wait to be back with you. Like I said, in just a couple of weeks, I'll be on the stage live and in person. Won't quite be officially back at work yet, but I want to talk to you about what we're going to call this place, why we're going to call it that, and what it means for us going forward, and I'm going to do that live and in the flesh. So would you have a great weekend worshiping God. I love you again, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks so much for your attention and your care and your faithfulness and your attention to this last $500,000 as we cross the finish line together. See you later.